to talk about curved piecing. So we are going to just do we've been talking about curved piecing these last couple weeks, and I really want to show you some more techniques on curved piecing, and we are just going to cut this fabric and then we are going to piece it together. So this is going to be a very improv curved piecing, and I'm going to show you the technique of what we're doing. But let's go ahead and get started. And first of all, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the quilt story that I am making right now. So let me go ahead and get started on that. So I have introduced to you guys my cute little, let me know where you guys are from. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah, but my cute little daughter-in-law is pregnant with twins. And we didn't find out until after she was 5.5 months pregnant. So we are actually I'm making a improv kind of quilt, a quilt story. Has anyone ever made a quilt story? Hello, Amanda from Louisiana. It's so good to see you. So this is my cute little daughter-in-law pregnant, and this is something I sketched out on just a piece of paper, but this is a picture of it kind of full form. I can find my little sketch so you guys can see it. But I went ahead and I digitized it. Hi, Victor. It's good to see you, and happy 4th of July for those of you guys in the United States celebrating the 4th of July. So, hello, Cindy. Hi, Jane. It is so good to see you guys. Be sure to tell me where you're from. So this is going to be true blue improv quilt piecing, but I'm going to tell you about my quilt story that we're going to be working on as we do some improv piecing. And I'm going to show you as far as I am, but we're going to work on a really tricky area right here, at least something tricky that I want to accomplish. Okay, so this is a quilt, and it's 18 by 24 inches, and this is the pregnant belly of my daughter-in-law, and this is kind of like her breast area, and then the sun shining down on her with gray background. And I've done like an ombre, kind of like a color transparency here, going from blue to aqua to green to lime to yellow and etc. Okay, and the gray is the background. And I will show you how we are going to put these little fingerprints on this quilt, and that's kind of like her little fingers holding her belly. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like right now. This is kind of where we are with the piecing, but we have a very special area to add. And where is that other piece? Hold on. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So this is the quilt. I have to think. Okay, it goes like this. So I'm sorry, I wish this was a little bit larger for you guys to see. I'll try to put it in here, but this is the top part of the quilt. You can see right here, this is kind of like the sun shining down, the background. This is kind of the breast and a little bit of color transparency here. We've got some more color transparency with this being the belly. So you can see right here, we go from blue to aqua to green to a lime green to yellow. I wish it was a little bit more color transparent, obvious, but that's okay. So we knew all along that she was having a boy, but all of a sudden at 5.5 months pregnant, she got an ultrasound, and we found out there's a little girl, a little girl hiding behind the boy that they could not find. And so they found that little girl, and now we know she's having twins, which explains a lot about the pregnancy. So I'm going to have a little bit of pink come out here, but of course I have to make things a little bit more difficult. So we are going to do some improv piecing here, and I want this pink area to be pink with green, kind of like a little cross hatch section of like a gingham print of pink and green, pink and green. Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to execute now on this. I cannot piece these things together until I have this piece right here. So let's go ahead and just lay this all to the side, and let's get to our improv piecing. And that's why I had this down here. Now, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to kind of mimic this curve right here. Right here, I've got this kind of straight lines, but I'd actually like to have my gingham piecing to be a little bit on the curve. Hello, Belle, it's good to see you. So we are going to do, I've got the pink down here, and I've got the green. And remember, I'm making one of these for myself and one of these for my daughter-in-law. So we're gonna just kind of gradually, we're gonna just cut the fabric at a curve. So can you see that right there? Oh, I'm going through several layers. So let me go through more layers. So we're cutting the fabric at just a spontaneous curve. And this is called True Blue Improv piecing. So can you see that curve I just did there? And let me move this out of the way so you guys don't have to look at that large chunk of fabric. And you can kind of see that it's mimicking this curve that we have right here. I'm going to grab these other pieces because we are going to work on this, and we are going to press this a little bit more. I do want these multiple layers. I've got 2 pieces of this lipstick pink and 2 layers of my green. So let's go ahead and press this just a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of water onto that. So, because I do want to be working with this with some good, like nice and flat, because we're already working with curved pieces. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, have you guys done this type of curved piecing? So we've just got kind of a gradual, in fact, let's go ahead and make this a little bit more gradual over here. We're going to kind of curve this, continue that curve. And I'm making several different pieces here. And I guess I want my curved piecing to be about 1 inch. Let me get my ruler. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. I got my sewing machine serviced. Both of my sewing machines serviced today. And I got, now the gentleman, he came to the house. Isn't that just so amazing? Now I am going to go for rather a 2-inch spacing here, because I would like it to be consistently kind of like a gingham type here. So I'm going to just roll this around as a guide. So I've got about a 2-inch strip here that's cut on a curve. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just bring that along. So you can see that's about 2 inches wide. Let's check and see. So it's about 2 inches wide here, here. And of course, this is not perfect, but we're not, you know, we're going for an improv curve of this little girl peeking out and showing her way into the world. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this. They've named the little baby girls. I mean, the little babies. The boy is going to be a James, and the little girl is going to be an Emmeline. And my little cute girl, Ellie, my granddaughter that's 2, is Ellie, which is short for Elizabeth. So we are going to have some Elizabeth and Ellie. Emmeline and Elizabeth, but they'll be, oh gosh, you guys, it'll be cute little Elizabeth and Emmy and Ellie. I'm sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm getting distracted. I shouldn't talk about my grandchildren. Okay, so let's get to piecing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this over to the sewing machine that just got serviced. He is still here at my home, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. So we're going to bring this over. And, oh, my thread cutter is working. Everything's working. So now we are going to take, let's set this aside. We're going to take a pink piece and a green piece, and we are going to sew these together, and I'm not even going to pin it as I sew. So let me go ahead, and I always take off my shoe when I sew. So anybody experienced with curved piecing, tell me about your curved piecing, but I want you guys to understand how to do some curved piecing. Oh, this machine is not on. Oh, let's see. My little power button came out. I'm sorry, I just reset this back up in this room. I'm so excited. I had him service this in a different room. Okay, it's turning on. At least we hope it's turning on. It's turning on, you guys. I'm so excited. And we're gonna lay these down here, but I will show you how we will piece these. So we're gonna go ahead and match. So remember, this curve was right here, because remember I stacked these on top of each other, and this curve was right here. Let's eliminate some of this, okay? So I am now going to piece this curve to that curve, all right? And we're gonna match those up, and we're gonna just watch this kind of come together, and we're gonna just piece it spontaneously, all right? So let's go ahead and start. We're using a 1/4 inch foot, and let's bring this in here, and let me bring you kind of over here to the sewing machine, if that will show you very much. But I'm just lining them up, and I'm going to slowly match, keep the green matching over to the pink. So let's go ahead and bring this over. I'm also going to have my needle in the needle down position. So I'm going to keep my needle in the needle down position. So if you stop and you're getting ready to pivot, you are going to want to go ahead and move your machine back to needle down if you don't have that option on your sewing machine. Now look at how sweetly these are piecing together. Okay, so we're going to go like this, and I can't wait to show you what this is going to look like. Let's go ahead and bring this together. And I just want that little bit of a curve to this. I know I'm kind of being a little fussy, but I can use my thread cutter. I'm so excited, you guys. Oh, let's see if it works. Okay, it's working. Okay, it's amazing. And my sewing machines, I did not have them serviced during COVID. Let me get a smaller pad right here so we can press a little easier. Okay, so I've got my little pressing mat right here, and I'm going to open this up, and let's go ahead and take a look at what this curved piecing looks like. Okay, so we're gonna just bring this out, but look at how pretty that curved piecing is. Can you see that? It's just absolutely beautiful. And Victor said he just ordered a double wedding ring template. Very good, Victor. I like it. Good job. Okay, so now let's do another one of these. All right, let's go ahead and do this a second time. So we have our pieces like this, and why don't we this time take a large green piece with the smaller pink piece right here. Okay, so we're going to take these two together. Let's match our lines up. So you could do any type of angle or curve and experiment with some of your curved piecing. So this is just a great way to introduce yourself. I'm going to start right up here. So let's look up here so you can see that's kind of where we're going to start that match. So let's bring this over, right sides together. Of course, I'm working with solids. So here we go. And I'm going to just go ahead and lay this under the sewing machine and allow that curved piecing to happen. Okay, and we're going to just slowly piece these together. I wonder if I can zoom in that camera some for you guys. Let me see here, and let me put that back down on the sewing machine. Let's zoom it in as much as I possibly can for you guys so you can see how I am doing that. Okay, so we're going to just bring this along. It is so good to see you guys. I hope you guys have had a nice holiday weekend. And you can see I'm just slowly easing this together. So when you look at it, I've got this coming one direction and this coming another direction. But I'm slowly watching that curve, and I'm bringing the curve to match right there. And it's working just beautifully. Let's see how the magic is, though, when we actually go and we press it. So that's when the real magic happens, right? Is when we see it pressed and out from underneath the sewing machine needle. Okay, so here we go. So you can see what that looks like. So this is some improv piecing. So if you've wanted to play around with piecing, you don't need to get any piece of paper out. You don't need to do anything. All you do is you make a spontaneous curve with your rotary blade and just go to town. So look at how beautiful that is pieced together. Let's do the same thing right here. Okay, and we're gonna just go ahead and lay this down and give that a nice match right there. Doesn't that look just beautiful? So yeah, so we're getting the long arm serviced at this moment, which is nice because I haven't had that professionally serviced for a really, really long time. I just kind of clean it myself. Gosh, I want to say maybe 5 years I haven't. I've always just cleaned it myself. But it's nice to have someone else do it, right? Okay, so there we are with our piecing. I actually think I'm going to do one more with the pink and the green. So let's go ahead and just watch this together. But we're going to slice and dice this really quickly in just a moment. So let's lay these two together, and we're going to piece this one more time. So just in case you have any questions, let's piece it one more time at a close-up angle. So you can see I'm just matching those up. But when I match these up, we kind of have a curve this way and a curve that way. Let's place it under the sewing machine at our 1/4 inch seam. And we're gonna bring that around. Okay, Jane says, lovely color combinations. You know, I love this pink, and I think it's really fun to kind of have it pop out with the green. You know, just that little pink and green of a pop for a little girl that's hiding in that mama's belly. Poor Ashley was just having such a hard pregnancy, and unfortunately she was with nobody realized that she was pregnant with twins until that 5.5 month mark. But now that we know, we can actually give her lots of help, and we really just want to keep those babies in there until hopefully the end of August. So is what we, oh look, I didn't cut my fabric, didn't use a thread cutter because I'm such in the habit of it not working. Okay, here we go. Does anyone else need, hi Linda, it is so good to see you. Has anyone gotten their machines cleaned since you know, COVID? And here, I'll share with you guys, the guy that came and cleaned is cleaning mine. And I just am so, I put his business card, but his name is Lee Stout, and I will share his information. Here he is. There's his business card right there, Lee Stout. And he comes to your home, so if you're in Utah, he'll come anywhere in northern Utah. Okay, so now we're gonna do some more little bits of magic here. I've got these two, and we're now going to trim this and piece these pieces. So I want to trim these at about a 90-degree angle. So we're going to kind of take them like this because I want to see that angle, okay? You guys, I have been watching, just for relaxation, so let's go ahead and go, I think about right like that. How about right in here? Let's go like that. Okay, let's bring that right there. And let's bring this sweet little angle right here. We're gonna just clean both of these off so we've kind of got the same angles that we're working with. Here we go. And then we're gonna piece these together. Those might not work real well. I wanna see that, and we're gonna wanna use about 2 inches in between. So since this is curved, it's not, let's go ahead and just do it one at a time. I'm not gonna do it together. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take it like this, and we're gonna wanna see that curve. Let's go ahead about right like that. Okay, and we're gonna piece this together so we get that little patchwork of some pink and green peeking out. So this is more of like an art quilt and a story quilt. So, but it's something that is fun to do every so often. I will use part of this piece in case part of it's cut off, but we've got a piece right here with the pink and the green, and we've got another pink and a green. Let's go ahead and bring this over. Here's a pink and a green. So it's kind of be like a gingham on point in a way, but at a different point than we've ever really seen before, right? Okay, so now let's go ahead and piece these together. All right, so we're going to kind of cross hatch these, but we're gonna sew them side to side. So let's bring these down, and we're being real spontaneous here. So first of all, let's put these two together as one side here. Actually, I want to see if I can kind of replicate my own little curves that are happening, kind of pick out some that have similar curve to them. This looks very similar right there. What do you guys think? That little point and that curve. So let's work with this one first, and let's go ahead and just seam this together right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one and pull that off. I can use my thread cutter. Got to remember that. This little curve right here is similar to, I don't see that it's similar to anything. Let's go ahead and piece these two together right here. And, oh, did my thread, you guys, I have my threader back. I think it came on, no, it did not come unthreaded. It just didn't catch the bobbin. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and piece these two together. I have my contacts out today because, you know, it's good to take your contacts out every so often, right? Thread cut that. Okay, so now we've got 2 little rows. Can you see this? And let's bring over and now we are going to piece these together. Let's go ahead and press these so they look nice. Right like that, and press this one. So this is definitely really a spontaneous type of curving that we're doing. And we're gonna probably add, but now we are going to go ahead and piece these together right like that. In fact, I will go over here on this side. So right like this, we're gonna go ahead and piece those together. So let's go ahead and get those seams. We're going to nest our quilt seams right here, as you can see, and I'm gonna match that same curvature that's going on there. So let's go ahead and lay that in. Be smart to do some pinning, but of course I'm not. So I'm just kind of bring these in just a little bit, and I'm going to nest those seams so they match right up. And we're gonna see our little on point area that matches with the other side that has a gentle curve to it. So this is something that you would want to do for, you know, just some really improv type work, which the improv quilting, now look at that. Doesn't that look just beautiful? I think it really does. And it has that nice curve to it of maybe it being on a little pregnant belly of a little girl peeking out that curve of that pregnant belly, right? That's what we're going for in this. Okay, so you can see that. And I will go ahead and add another one of these. You can see the size that I need this piece to be, but I need it to be 1/4 of an inch bigger than what this one is, all right? So let's add another piece and section over here. Or I guess I could go ahead and do this myself. And I think these pieces, actually, that doesn't really match for me, but that doesn't totally match, but this one would match right down here, and that would actually be a pretty good match. I don't know, let's check out some of our other pieces that we have here. Oh, we have this piece right here with that curvature. So this one might actually want to come up here. We could build that out over this way. I've got to look at the curve. So I'm going to continue to build this out. This one would actually look really nice, maybe right underneath that. I'm going to continue to build this out, but let's go ahead. Hi, Delinda. It's so good to hear from you. So you guys, let's go ahead and go to the front camera shot. I'm in my little 4th of July wear, and I've been keeping my cell phone in this cute little case right here so you guys can see some of my little stuff. But you can see what I'm trying to do here of making this quilt, the improv quilt for the little baby twins that are coming, and I just thought it would be fun to have a beautiful wall hanging to celebrate these new little babies coming into our lives. So you guys, I will come back, and on next Monday I will show you this piece together. I'll do some social media posts so you can see that, but I'm going to get the right exact curve angle that I want on this piece. You guys, it's so good to see you. Yes, Jane, the repairman really does look he's such a very kind man. And look, my machine is just so clean and it's so happy. I can't even tell you. And it's only $100 a machine, and he's come to my home. So it's pretty amazing. So you guys, it is so good to see you. I can't wait to see you guys again next Monday, but I will be posting on social media in the meantime. So anyways, love you guys tons, and I'll be back with my quilt story of my piecing with the pregnant twin surprise. So love you guys tons, and we will chat with